And this could be a very controversial topic: how to make money in politics. But I'll try to make it very simple. And we'll look at focusing on just some few issues of character, integrity, loyalty. For you to be able to make money in politics, especially in Nigeria, you will have to sacrifice your integrity for your loyalty. Get me right. You will have to sacrifice your integrity for loyalty. Loyalty to whatever it is that may mean. That's one. Two, you must be found to be 100% loyal to whoever calls the shots in that political space. Three, your conscience would be 100% subsumed in the understanding of survival and obedience to whoever calls the shots in that sphere. So, from that perspective, you will make money because you'll be a good errand boy. I mean, you'll be literally in the control of the system that defines that political space. But the target of this message, really, is for the disgruntled, those who have not been able to make money in politics, those parents whose children have gone through the university, gone through NYC, and they are back living in their homes, under their roof, being fed by their parents. This message is to those politicians who are so angry at the system because they came in with good intentions, but they discovered that they could not even get a ticket to run in spite of their good intentions because their parties sold them out to money bags. This message is to those who even got a party ticket but still got themselves shortchanged by their same party. I'll give you an example. The toughest elections or areas where people make money in elections is party primaries. But where you're able to go through primaries, and if you're a popular candidate, you may eventually win the election if you're popular. But the crux is in the primaries. And 3/4 of well-intentioned good people who are supposed to be the handlers of the Nigerian political system are shortchanged at primaries level. I speak from experience. I have run elections. I have won elections into the House of Representatives. I was in the House of Rep. I was the chairman of the House Committee on Banking and Currency. I was PDP National Publicity Secretary. I have run for governorship 3 times in my life, in my home state, Cross River. So I'm talking from experience. I'm talking to people like me who have felt like quitting. This is not the time for them to quit. This is the time for them to put their collective experiences together to shore up the confidence of the young ones who must not allow the system to continue. These are the ones that must salvage this country. I remember the story of David when he ran to the cave and was hidden in the cave, and those who were bitten by different circumstances went to look for David in the cave. And he gathered beaten men who had been completely disillusioned with life, and began to mentor them back. And they came back as a mighty army. We have so many of such in Nigeria who must not give up, who must bring back their collective experiences to nurture these new young people who must fight and restore democracy in the tenets of what we know. If it means the adjustment of the Constitution, this is where it starts. The psyche must be changed. The mentality must be changed. There must be a reorientation politically. There is nothing like I'm loyal, sir. There is nothing like that to completely destroy your integrity quotient, your character base that makes you want to go and serve the people. 3/4 of our political office holders today have nothing they were doing before they got elected into public office. Check them. Some are architects, some are lawyers, some are whatever it is, but they have never practiced law. Most of them, they never practice their professions. Some are even medical doctors, engineers, name it. But they found politics so lucrative that they subsumed everything they learned and they wanted to give to society to get into the political arena for them to make fast buck. And that is the reason politics in Nigeria has gone to this level, debased completely. And if we continue running away from it, and if we continue to depend on political parties or the political system as it is now, then our grandchildren will all be servants, if they can even become servants. This is a clarion call for all to rise up. Put on your thinking cap and not think of how to make money in politics, but how to change the political system to serve the people, to raise the bar for political participation beyond filthy lucre, beyond money, and change it to service. So that people can look at the yardstick of who is who, contesting against who, and see that this person and that person, between this and this, is black and white. You should have tested integrity. It is not, like I said, let me bring you back to how parties even shortchange their own candidates. I was the only person contesting for governorship against an incumbent governor in my state. They had screened me out and made sure I did not qualify, even knowing the fact that I had been a former national publicity secretary of the party in 1999. Because there was an incumbent governor, they made sure I did not qualify. For just very flimsy excuses. I didn't let it lie down low. I pursued it. I appealed. Fortunately, when I went to appeal panel, the appeal panel rescued me and cleared me to go and run for the elections. You know what happened? With the connivance of the highest organ of the party, as a governorship candidate, the eve of the primaries, 11 o'clock Friday night, the news flashed that my certificate of clearance was withdrawn from the National Working Committee. Eve of election, 11 o'clock, that's about 10 hours from the primaries. It was calculated so that I will not be able to go to court and have an injunction against that, because the next day for the primaries was Saturday. I had to call my followers. Some of them said, no, let's go and disrupt the primaries. Said, no, if we go, people will die, because we're going to do that against an incumbent governor. And the few people who felt so disenchanted and so angry wanted to go and sacrifice themselves at the field. And I stopped them doing that, because definitely people would have been killed. So, if you are in that state, what would you do? You'll be pissed. You'll be angry. But I did not, because I knew what I was pursuing. I sued the party for 2.5 billion naira. You know what happened? Even one of the TV broadcasters who took the news was like, 2.5 billion? What? Yes, 2.5 billion. You don't know what it means to campaign in the entire state, in all the local governments running for a governorship primaries. When you calculate it, you understand what this is. Do you know what? I never went anywhere with that suit. Came back, licked my wounds, cried. In spite of all the things I sold, the houses I sold, the monies I borrowed, I was now begging my followers not to give up. Even if we lost that, God had not forgotten us. These are the people that will bring a change to Nigeria. Don't give up. Put your collective views, put your collective understanding of what you have failed to get to do because you had good intentions, so that we begin to nurture new people. Give them a new understanding as to how to compel the parties to have internal party democracies. That's the way to go. What we have going on in Nigeria right now within the political system, there is no party that is devoid of what I'm talking about. They sell candidacies to who they want. Something must give for the right thing to be done. And that is why I'm calling for this understand. If you are listening to me, if you are watching this video, make sure you like and you subscribe and you make your comment. Because out of these comments, we'll be able to gather a momentum, a crowd that can spread out and teach the young people how not to come into politics to make money, but to serve. And how the name politician is not an industry. There is nothing called politician. You are either an artist, or a lawyer, you're a mechanic, you're an engineer, you're an architect, or whatever, and you bring what you have to put into service in politics. So there is no career called politician. Career politicians are criminals. They are thieves. They're manipulators. They sell your mandate. They sell the right person for the wrong person. And they call black white. And that's why our politics is where it is. So we must wake up from our sleep and stop this nonsense. Please, if you are watching this, don't go without a comment. Don't go without a like. Don't go without a subscription. Subscribe. And let us gather ourselves. Let us begin to gather ourselves and see how we can make a difference for Nigeria, this great, great country, to have its bearing and take back its power from thieves that have taken this country hostage. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.